minutes a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the London Monarchs and the Minnesota Vikings.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Check, check, watch 54, watch 54. Check, check. Hey, flipper. Go ahead. What's that?
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 23-yard line.
50. What I need? Let's go, D, let's go.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 17 yards, first down, Vikings.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Leave it, 48. Hey.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory.
On the ready. Check, Mike 54. Mike 54. Hell yeah. Check up. Here we go again. Hey. Mike 54. Watch the curve. Right there. Look at me. Zipper. I'll get him. Ready.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
2nd and 9 now. And he finds Corey Davis. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Hey, what's that? Check Mike 54.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Hey, keep it up. 49, check 49. Pilot, 64, weak. Get up. Tighten up. Tighten up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. He gets it to Brown, complete. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
A gain of 12. 1st down, Monarchs.
Come on, set.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. A full start backs him up 5. 1st and 15.
Hey, Alpha.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 45-yard line. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Check nickel.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
It's going to be a long day. Let's go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Vikings pick up the football. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the 1st down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 40-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. No score after 1 on EA Sports. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. And this will be taken at the 13. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
At their own 26-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they got across the 50 last time, but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Cousins now. He sets to fire deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A game there of 30 big ones. Not really any offense for them to speak of here in this first half. Maybe that's what they needed, that big play.
Yeah, it seems that maybe everything changes right there. They've been a little slow out of the gate. We've seen that. But that one big play, that could spark a big burst right here.
24 is the mic. Get ready.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. The throw complete to Beebe. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. 1st down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. A quick throw out to Beebe is complete. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Good route here.
To throw is Cousins. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up 1st downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the 2nd quarter now, and we do have our first point, so field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Got him in. It's Brown. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call. Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. And to give this time to the tailback. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 10. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 18 yards and a first down.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Ready, ready. 15, line, 59. Right. 2.
And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the first. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
That's it. That's it. Big hit.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, the combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins. That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
First down and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here we go.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
And the London first down.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Check 26, check 26. Hey, Charlie. 54 is Mike, 54 is Mike.
2nd and 2. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Ready? 10 Lobo. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Yeah, let's get that ball. Yeah, let's get that ball. Come. Fire.
They're going to look to throw. And he locates Walker, complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
Here we go.
15 yards through the air on a first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Here we go. Check 3, check 3. Two jet bombers, two jet bombers. Hey, dude. Get it.
2nd and 6. Dancing to his left. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get this down to the 10. That good for 19 and a first down. He finds his way into the secondary again on this drive. They might want to try getting him down a little closer to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, what do they call that? 3rd level run. 1st level being the D-line, then linebacker 2nd level, and the secondary the 3rd. When you block it up well, you make the secondary do all the tackling, that will wear on a defense.
And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? They'll look to throw. And that is caught. But the back judge right there to say incomplete. This Minnesota D up to the task on the 3rd down pass play. Through, and they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. Well, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They run it again with Cook. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Cousins in the offense is going to stay out there. They're going to try on fourth down.
Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. And he's able to find Diggs. So not only do they convert on fourth, but they pick up 22 yards in the process.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Madison running on first down. Bringing him down defensively, Jayon Brown.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
There goes a deep, and it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Scoring has really been at a premium, and Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're finishing this one up, an exclamation point on a terrific game. As you noted, hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. They will find Davis. That's complete. 20, 10, and touchdown! Corey Davis, an 80-yard touchdown. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
The Vikings take over first
Let's go,
and 10
let's go, let's go.
at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll run on first down. Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to second and 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The last run got 6, now second and 4.
24 is the mic. Hey, defense. Hey, defense. Let's go. Zebra.
To throw, Cousins. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the four fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the four fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
And this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, have a little vision and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there.
Check safety. Pilot, 64, weak.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does, depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st down, it's Cook. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, Cook. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now a give running right. It's Cook. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because it had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd.
So this crowd will not go home happy.